Many say that children are a blessing, but those with kids know the challenges that come along, especially with childcare.
It's really the second you get pregnant, you have to start looking for care, otherwise you're not going to have anything.
Karen Lacko, a parent and childcare worker, talks about her center's current availability.
Yeah, right now I would say we have waiting lists that are about out to like next year. And then like being someone who works there, I didn't have to deal with any of that because our staff get first priority when we have children.
The job market is still suffering from the COVID pandemic. The Center for American Progress reports that the child care sector has lost 88,000 jobs, around 8%, since the start of 2020. Compare that with the other job sectors, and most have shown a full recovery. With the recovery being so slow, there's questions on the hiring process. Jenna Audison, the director of a daycare center in Moorhead, gives a breakdown.
So when we get an application, we reach out to them to set up an interview. Through that interview, we'll kind of find out if they have childcare experience or if they don't, why they want to work in childcare. From there, we kind of decide what position they might fit best in, as well as a wage we can offer them.
As with many jobs, background checks are also taking place. Even with this process typically taking only a week, she notes her struggle with finding workers.
It's been impossible to find staff. We have several job postings out and we get 0 responses. The only jobs that we currently have or like the new staff that we have are referrals from staff that currently work here.
The Bureau of Labor Statistics lists the average pay for a childcare worker to be just over $13, which is less than $1 higher over food service. Goes on further to note that over 170,000 positions are projected to be open each year. The workload is not for everyone, as Jenna notes.
I think it's very competitive out there. People can make a lot more money doing other things. Childcare is not easy. It's not an easy job, and we don't get paid the best.
Without workers, daycares need to close some of their classrooms, which puts everyone in a difficult position.
So we've been extremely lucky here at our site. We've only had to shut down one room, and it was our school age room because we just didn't have a teacher for it.
Other staff members, like Tiffany Gaynor, have had to come in on days off because of the lack of staff.
I've been working at least 5 hours of overtime every week. Yes, we've had to power through as much as we can. Otherwise, we will have to be too short of staff for that day to be in ratio.
Right, and obviously that's
illegal.
These ratios vary between each room and by state regulation, which adds to the stress of the situation. Tiffany mentions more staffing issues, but also proposes a potential solution.
If our pay was higher, I think we would be able to get more employees, unless it was a permanent thing where we could upgrade our pay permanently. It's the only way I think that we could get more employees.
Can assistance from the government really help? Well, the Center for American Progress found that with the American Rescue Plan, nearly 75,000 locations have avoided closures. But this was just a temporary Band-Aid solution, and there's still a larger concern over the scarcity of reliable care for the youth of our nation. For Dragon News, I'm Leroy Lacko.